In one of our previous videos, we uncovered how Disney twisted truths in the movie Beauty and the Beast, and we busted the fairy tale bubble by bringing to you what truly happened in real life. Today, we'll be uncovering yet another ugly reality behind yet another fairy tale Walt Disney sold to us, and this time it's about Pocahontas. For the younglings who were not born when this animated movie made waves, we'll do a little recap. Pocahontas was a movie about a girl born in Powhatan, a native tribe in a place now called Virginia. She fell in love with an Englishman who came with some settlers to take their gold. Pocahontas taught him to see the world through her perspective, but tensions started to rise between the settlers and the natives. What happened? Kocoum, Pocahontas' betrothed, was driven by jealousy and attacked John. But Kocoum got killed in the process by Thomas, a young man that John had saved. The villagers thought Kocoum was killed by John, so they captured and sentenced him to death. But Pocahontas saved him. Because of how strong their love was, it changed the hearts of the English from going after their gold. Instead, they went back empty-handed, but it came at a cost. John Smith nearly lost his life. The end. However, the reality was not romantic, a lot more different, and can pass as a tragic story. Yes, there was a girl who was the daughter of a chief, but her real name was Matoaka. Her nickname, Pocahontas, meant playful one. She came from the tribe of Powhatan, but she was actually 11 years old when John Smith came to her village, which rules out romantic love. She did intervene when John Smith was sentenced to death and got close to him to the point of going to his camp to play games with him and other boys. But the truth was that they were only friends. And sadly, their friendship didn't stop the British from colonizing and cunningly taking over their land. This same friendship didn't stop the tension between the people of Powhatan and the settlers who were encroaching past the land they were given. Instead, the tension grew so high that it led the British to kidnap Pocahontas. Yes, you heard that right, Pocahontas was kidnapped by the Brits, and she was held at the English settlement of Henricus in present-day Chesterfield County, Virginia. Pocahontas was then forced to assimilate into European culture. She became a Christian, got baptized, changed her name to Rebecca, and was rarely allowed to see her people. One day she met a man called John Rolfe, not the John Disney sold to us. This John was an English tobacco farmer who saw a political and personal opportunity in marrying Pocahontas. He sought permission from the governor, stating that the marriage would help bridge relations between the English and the Powhatans. Pocahontas, who was then living among the English and was cut off from her family, had no choice but to agree. In a letter John Rolfe wrote to the governor, he said,
"Motivated not by the unbridled desire of carnal affection, but for the good of this plantation, for the honour of our country, for the glory of God, for my own salvation, namely Pocahontas, to whom my hearty and best thoughts are, and have been a long time so entangled and enthralled in so intricate a labyrinth that I was even aweary to unwind myself thereout."
Pocahontas married John Rolfe on April 5, 1614, by Chaplain Richard Buck. The marriage did lead to a temporary peace between the Powhatans and the English, which lasted for 8 years, and was known as Peace of Pocahontas for this duration. But let's be real, this was not the happily ever after we were sold. The real Pocahontas was an 11-year-old girl who did not talk to trees or raccoons. She was never in love with John Smith or her husband John Rolfe. She was a little girl kidnapped by greedy men who cut her from her people and heritage, forced a new way of life and religion on her, forced a husband on her as well. And what was her reward for all these? Death. Pocahontas fell ill in 1617. The speculation was that it was pneumonia, tuberculosis, or even poisoning. Nobody is certain. But she died from this sickness at the age of 21. Pocahontas was buried on March 21st, 1617, in the parish of St. George's Church, Gravesend. Her grave was believed to be underneath the church's chancel, but even in death, she had no peace. The church was destroyed in a fire in 1727, and the exact site of her grave became unknown. In 1958, she was commemorated by a life-size bronze statue in St. George's Churchyard. In 1907, Pocahontas became the first Native American to be honored on a U.S. stamp. She was also a member of the inaugural class of Virginia Women in History in 2000. In July 2015, the Pamunkey Native tribe became the first federally recognized tribe in the state of Virginia. They are descendants of the Powhatan chiefdom of which Pocahontas was a member. There is more. Pocahontas is the 12th great-grandmother of the American actor Edward Norton. Cool, right? In conclusion, Disney did get one thing right, and it was that Pocahontas was a bridge between two cultures. But did she have a romantic relationship with John Smith? Nope. She was a kid then, for God's sake. Did she stop a war? Only by being coerced into marrying another John. Was it a fairy tale story? Not by a landslide. Did she sing to a raccoon about the wind? Well, okay, we'll let that one slide. So next time you hear Colors of the Wind, just remember, history is rarely as simple as a Disney song. And if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's keep unraveling history together. Thank you for watching.